I got accused of being abusive because I said my ex has a small package. I don't even know if I've said this online before, but I will, I guess, take accountability for what I said. I mean, it's on record. My ex and his attorney read those text messages in court anyways. I do think that this needs to be broken down in at least 3 different categories. One, you have people who do have a humiliation kink. I don't think that that was my ex though, but that does exist. Then you have people who degrade other people in order to get them to comply to certain orders or be used as leverage to get that person to stay in the relationship. That's not what fits this situation. I was not saying what I said to this man in order to get him to stay in a relationship or like give me his money. It was not like that. I wanted away from this man. And I'm going to be honest, I was never pleased by him. I won't get into all the details, but I had been trying multiple things in order to find myself satisfied. I do find it very interesting that somebody would even choose to read these text messages in court because just because you were humiliated and just because you feel sad about it doesn't mean that it was necessarily abuse. People should be able to say, I don't want to have sex with you for all of these reasons. And if one of those reasons is you're just too small, then you're too small. That's not abuse. There's probably somebody else out there that will like it. And this man would honestly stop me in doorways to accuse me of cheating, saying I was going to someone else of, I will say, different skin color because he knew that he had a bigger package. I mean, I said yes, but that's not why I was going to go see that man. That man was a friend of mine. But anyways, I digress. I will say I was shocked that the courts actually gave this some kind of weight, that they actually considered this abuse. Now, I didn't have any charges put on me. I didn't have a restraining order placed on me because of it. But you're telling me that women have to stay in relationships if they're not being pleased and they've tried quite literally every single avenue? That just like blows my mind. If you are not pleasing her in the bedroom, you don't share your finances, she can't have friends, she can't have autonomy, why do you think this person would be happy and even want to be in the relationship? Now, I know in some relationships you have to make sacrifices. There are relationships where in one department they're just not doing it for you, but they make up for it in other departments. I will tell you, in this relationship, I was not happy anywhere. And at that point, I have the ability, or should have had the ability, to leave. But I was accused of having a mental illness, and he infiltrated my therapy sessions to convince my therapist, who went to school for her training, that I had a mental illness. Which then begs the question, why would you want somebody marked as having a mental illness because they leave the relationship, not having some kind of, let's say, mental illness because they stay in the relationship and you like being degraded? Now, my final little statement of this video is, sure, statements about your body, especially things of your body that you can't really change and you're not open to finding solutions in that department or moving on to a partner who likes your body, that doesn't mean that it's abuse. That does not mean that it's coercive control. And also, I don't think my ex has an issue degrading people, because there's text messages where he was degrading my partner after him, calling him all kinds of names. So I don't think he actually has an issue degrading people.